May 2013, UPA's summer of discontent. An unpleasant picture for alliance. The All India Trinamool Congress and the DMK, the two big allies, had only recently jumped off the UPA ship. What was left was the ones and twos of Indian politics.
Those visuals on your screen were of this place. Right behind me, the Prime Minister's residence at 7 Racecourse Road. This was 8 months ago, and since then, the situation for the UPA has only gone from bad to worse.
Those who chose to stick with the UPA are now dropping subtle political hints about the discontentment. However, those who want to join the UPA fold are only marginalized fringe players.
So what really is the future of the United Progressive Alliance, and are regional players actually swaying towards the NDA?
And if that is so, did the UPA in its past 10 years of existence only have for itself fair weather friends?
Hello, they want a shot of us walking in. Okay. Thank you.
On Monday, Times Now broadcast the biggest political interview of the year. Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi in conversation with Times Now's editor-in-chief Arnab Goswami.
Not Rahul as if I like
Apart
him.
from being widely watched, the interview changed the course of both the political discourse in the country and also the way in which UPA did its politics.
Did the Sikh riots take place in Delhi? Absolutely. Were they completely wrong? Absolutely.
Were congressmen involved?
Did innocent people die? Absolutely.
Were congressmen involved?
Some congressmen probably were involved.
But has justice been delivered to
There
them?
is a legal process through which they have gone.
You admit some congressmen were probably involved.
Some congressmen have been punished for it.
In that case, why don't you apologize for the 1984 riots?
No, so I'm
The congressmen who you are talking about are still fighting their cases. And in 2009, if I'm not mistaken, Jagdish Titler, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, was going to get nominated as a Congress candidate. It was only following the media furor that his nomination was taken back. Mr. Gandhi, I'm asking you this question with all seriousness. Do you feel that congressmen were involved? And two, do you believe that you personally, if you apologize for the riots, there will be a finality?
The fact of the matter is that innocent people died in 1984. And innocent people dying is a horrible thing and should not happen. Okay? The difference between Gujarat and 1984 was that the government of Gujarat was involved in the riots. The government.
How do you say that?
I mean,
the Chief Minister of Gujarat has been given the clean sheet by the courts.
The difference between the 84 riots and the riots in Gujarat was that in 1984, the government was trying to stop the riots. I remember, I was a child then, I remember that the government was doing everything it could to stop the riots. In Gujarat, the opposite was the case. The government in Gujarat was actually abetting and pushing the riots further. So there's a huge difference between the two things. Saying that innocent people dying is absolutely wrong.
Explain that. Government of Gujarat was aiding and abetting the riots, is what you just said. Explain that.
I mean, it's not me. It's large numbers of people who were there. It's large numbers of people who saw actively the government of Gujarat being involved in the riots.
And you keep that line despite the Chief Minister getting a clean sheet from the courts?
I mean, people saw it. I'm not the person who saw it. Your colleagues saw it. Your colleagues told me.
They saw riots. They didn't see the government of Gujarat.
They saw the administration. They saw the administration actively attacking minorities.
Are you saying the government of Gujarat was? What are you? What is?
What I'm saying is that there was a difference between the 1984 riots and the riots in Gujarat. The difference was that the government in 1984 was trying to stop the riots, was trying to stop the killing, whereas the government in Gujarat was allowing the riots.
Post the interview, 1984 riot victims took to the streets. The BJP launched a vitriolic attack on the Congress in general and its vice president in particular.
Obviously, on 1984 and 2002, both are unfortunate incidents. I think he's ill-informed. A state response to an unfortunate riot of this kind has to be judged by the fact how many policemen were present, at how many places did the police fire to disperse unruly mobs. Did the rioters also die in police firing? How many people were arrested? How many people are prosecuted and how many people are successfully prosecuted?
Rahul Gandhi, it seems very ludicrous that the very rationale of your authority is your dynasty. राहुल गांधी जी, आपकी पूरी राजनीतिक पकड़ का कारण है आपका परिवार और आप डायनेस्टिक कंट्रोल से पार्टी को मुक्त करने की बात करते हैं.
But the most surprising of the observations were made by the NCP, to the point in the Times Now interview where Rahul Gandhi endorsed the Prime Minister's views on Narendra Modi. Senior leaders of alliance partner NCP almost questioned the need for Rahul to attack Modi for his role in the 2002 Gujarat riots.
We are in an era where we believe that the judicial system is the final recourse to getting justice on any issue or to bring a finality to any controversy. And if the judicial system has given any pronouncement, I think we ought to respect it and we need not question it further. Politics is not only about the judicial system, politics is also about perception. And I think it is important political parties, I think we, go to the people based on the perception, what we believe in. And I think that perception is not for us alone to believe, it is for the people to believe what we say. And I think that is most important. In terms of any interview, there's no point to comment because it is for each one to give his or her version. But the fact remains that perception today is important, and if the judicial system has given a certain finality to any controversy, I think we should let it rest there.
The relationship has been bittersweet between these two allies. Only a few days back, after the death of Union Minister Shashi Tharoor's wife Sunanda Pushkar, NCP leader DP Tripathi said that Tharoor should resign pending inquiry.
Mr. Tharoor has rightly pledged that he will cooperate with the investigation, with the investigating agencies. However, the matter is very serious, and we think that since the investigations are on, Mr. Tharoor will himself disassociate. Mr. Tharoor will himself disassociate from the ministerial responsibilities till the investigations are over.
The NCP-Congress relationship has had its share of unease here in Maharashtra as well. There have been several fights over local issues, even on the seat sharing. Our view within the Congress as well as within the NCP is to try going it alone in the upcoming Lok Sabha elections as well as in the ensuing state assembly elections.
There is no question of realigning with other parties. We are the part of UPA and we will be the part of UPA. Somebody is saying that UPA is sinking ship or this kind of a propaganda is Bharatiya Janata Party's propaganda, and we are more confident than ever and we will fight election together. Always where there is an alliance within the parties, when elections are there, negotiation is held always between the parties. Since we are asking Congress to resolve the issue, take decision as early as possible, many parties have started their campaign, but Congress is lingering the issue. That's why we are disappointed. We are saying them to take decision as early as possible.
Nothing wrong in coalition. I just look at it as copy-paste of the 2009 approach.
Which means what?
Which means that the same thing they had uttered in 2009, same approach was there. So what's the difference?
Please explain.
2009 also, when we were having sheet sharing negotiations, they were delayed. They had taken that stand, they need some time, they want to negotiate. So it got delayed. When we started saying that yes, let us finalize immediately. Today they are saying the reverse. And we look at it that there are still 3 months to go for the election, and more or less the formula is worked out. It's a question of basically what has happened is our cadre is insisting that our strength in Maharashtra, whether one likes or not, has increased in the local bodies, at the local lower level. So that's why our cadre is feeling that why not have more Lok Sabha seats?
Back in Delhi, politics first caught up with this senior NCP leader. We started by asking him whether the 10-year-old ally, the NCP, wants to be categorized as a fair-weather ally, or is this relationship going to stay the course in the future as well?
We are very responsible constituents of UPA. We want the leading party of UPA, that is the Congress party, to behave properly and follow the coalition dharma. That's all we need.
When you say behave properly, what exactly are you saying? Because again, this will give rise to a lot of speculation.
There should be no speculation. Yeah. Like we fought for coordination committee of UPA. Coordination committee was formed. Coordination committee doesn't meet. We want coordination committee to meet and discuss all major issues. It doesn't meet. So this is the Congress attitude. This is a coalition government, but Congress behaves as if it is a one-party government. This is the problem.
Are you also talking, since in the morning you said that we are talking to all political parties?
Yes,
are you also
all political parties? I went to the anti-communal convention organized by the left. I represented my party the end of October. So we are doing all that. We are talking to all political parties, democratic parties.
Including the BJP?
No, we are talking to all democratic parties.
Veteran journalist Ajay Bose feels that UPA's allies were nothing but fair-weather friends. In fact, the regional players he feels will align with anyone to stay relevant at the centre.
These allies of the Congress feel that now that the UPA is very vulnerable and the Congress is very vulnerable, they're trying to sort of get, a maximum leverage and telling the Congress, you can't take us for granted, so you give us the maximum number of seats. And, it's just, they're basically feeling that the Congress is with a wing down. They're most likely not going to win in the next election. So to get the maximum out of the present situation. So I think clearly it is that.
From the valley came the other big discomfiture for the UPA. Its old ally, National Conference, not just hinting at deserting what many call is the sinking ship of UPA, but also cozying up to Narendra Modi-led NDA. Clearly an alliance on tenterhooks. The National Conference since then has retracted from this position. But what were the hints all about?
Following Times Now interview of Rahul Gandhi, feelers came from the National Conference. The oldest UPA allies were uncomfortable being with the big brother Congress, even hinting at fighting solo in Lok Sabha elections.
I think it was a timely speech. I think it was combative, which is exactly what we require. I think for a little too long, we've been on the defensive. We have a 10-year track record of what the UPA has done. Yes, there have been mistakes along the way, but if you do an objective assessment, there are more positives than negatives out of the 10 years that the UPA has been in power, and I think we need to get off the back foot. Using cricket terminology, no, why should I compare anybody? That's like comparing apples and oranges. Why should I compare Rahul Gandhi to anybody? Rahul Gandhi is his own person. Rahul Gandhi will lead the campaign for the Congress party. By association, he will lead the campaign for the UPA. I think the tone and the tenor of his speech was exactly what was needed to instill some fight in the bellies of the foot soldiers of the parties involved, and that's exactly what's happened.
You've in fact tweeted about the humble beginnings of Modi, and if you want to just elaborate.
I don't want to elaborate on that. There was a context. BJP.
A day later, National Conference President Farooq Abdullah stoked the fire of speculation.
मोदी जीते या हारे, ये लोगों का फैसला होगा. हिंदुस्तान के लोग फैसला करेंगे कौन यहाँ का वजीर आज़म होगा जो हिंदुस्तान को आगे चलाएगा. ये लोगों का फैसला है.
To get a sense of what's happening in the National Conference camp, we caught up with this leader, an old National Conference hand in the valley. We started by asking him whether National Conference will go it alone in Lok Sabha elections. And if that is so, should they be treated as a fair-weather ally in the UPA?
We in 2008 contested election on our own. It was not that we went into a pre-poll alliance. In 2008 we went separate, and as of now there was this strong thinking from many quarters that we should do a pre-poll alliance. But ultimately it is, like I said, it is our core committee. As far as the local leadership of our party is concerned, yes, there is a tremendous pressure on the leadership to go it alone. But ultimately it is the working committee.
Oh, we are not unhappy with the Congress, but he has given this statement in context of the fact that the Congress is, we feel Congress is a hurdle, creating hurdles in establishing the new administrative units which are in favor of the people of Jammu and Kashmir state as a whole. So if anybody, that may be our own coalition partner, if they create some hurdle, we will not wait even a fraction of second to say goodbye to the government. So it's fact.
Everybody is looking at their options. Now, either the NDA or the UPA, whoever helps these regional parties, these smaller parties, to have a better say at the center. It's true that the NDA looks better than the UPA in terms of winnability. At the same time, Narendra Modi, as the undisputed king of the BJP with a 56-inch chest, you know, he will be a much tougher person to negotiate with. So clearly, there could be a preference for, say, a Congress with his, tail between his legs, and allowing regional parties to have their say.
It's now time to check what the youth thinks of the UPA, whether Rahul has it in him to win friends and influence people and take an alliance forward. Interestingly, in Modi's backyard, while we thought that the view might be tilted in Modi's favor, we found to our surprise that even Rahul attracted mixed reactions.
Yeah, he has ability. If he becomes a prime minister, he join and convince the all minority party, and he make the one and best government in the country.
All the past presidents are aged ones, and Rahul Gandhi is the only one which is the youth, and he is the one who strengthens the youth power, so he can align the power.
Today's generation, they all understand everything, and they will vote for the Rahul Gandhi, and he will get alliance partner.
Rahul Gandhi should not become the Prime Minister because we are here in Gujarat and we can see the development which Narendra Modi has brought, and whenever I say the name of Rahul Gandhi, the first thing which comes in my mind is corruption. So whatever I see and I feel is that Narendra Modi is good.
In Uttar Pradesh, the Gandhi's home state, brickbats and beliefs go hand in hand. The youths here feel that Rahul Gandhi may have his heart in the right place. He is far from executing his ideas, at least this time. ये बताइए कि आप लोग उत्तर प्रदेश से हैं, दिस इज द होम स्टेट फॉर राहुल गांधी. आपको क्या लगता है कि राहुल गांधी जो सोचते हैं, जो विजन वो दे रहे हैं, अभी रिसेंटली टाइम्स नाउ पे एक इंटरव्यू भी हुआ, कि जो विजन है उनका, कैन ही एग्जीक्यूट दोज विजन? डज ही हैव एनी आइडियाज फॉर द कंट्री एज अ होल? आपको लगता है?
देखिए, सपने देखना एक बात है और उनका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन करना एक बात है. हो सकता है कि कोई व्यक्ति सपने, आज मैं देख रहा हूँ मैं प्रधानमंत्री बन जाऊंगा, सपने देखने में क्या जाता है, लेकिन उन सपनों को ज़मीन पे लाने में जो मेहनत लगती है वो कांग्रेस को करने की आवश्यकता है और वो इच्छा शक्ति से पैदा होती है.
राहुल गांधी के सपना साकार होगा और वही प्रधानमंत्री बनेंगे, और जितनी योजनाएं हैं उनकी सारी योजनाएं गांव को ध्यान में रख के बनाई जाती हैं, क्योंकि इस देश की आबादी का 50% से अधिक व्यक्ति गांव में निवास करता है और सारी योजनाएं उसी के आधार पे बनाई जाती हैं.
राहुल गांधी पिछले 10 सालों में बहुत कुछ सोचते हैं, लेकिन आज तक 10 सालों में कुछ वो कर नहीं पाए. आज़ादी के 60 साल हो गए हैं, लेकिन आज तक राहुल गांधी या उनकी कांग्रेस की पार्टी कुछ भी नहीं कर पाई है. तो हम क्या सोच सकते हैं कि वो आगे भी कुछ करेंगे?
Even though the mood of the youth has changed dramatically post the telecast of the exclusive interview of Times Now with the Congress Vice President, what does the common Delhiite feel about Rahul Gandhi's ability to not just stitch together an alliance but also keep it from falling? We find out.
Well, this is the first time he's actually done a public interview on national television, and I don't think it went as well as he hoped it would have, and this is really going to be very damaging to his current campaign.
But it's not all gloom and doom for the Congress party. In fact, the Congress has managed to push in the final stages discussions on alliances with Lalu Prasad Yadav and Ramvilas Paswan. In 2009, both the RJD and LJP had dished the UPA and had to pay a price for that. And come 2014, they're not making the same mistake again. And this step has come as a big relief to the Congress-led UPA, which is desperately seeking friends.
Lalu Prasad Yadav and Ramvilas Paswan, after being pushed to the margins in 2009, the regional parties from Bihar are playing it safe. The only two at this point to join the UPA fold. Seat-sharing talks are on, and Congress expects them to be much reasonable this time.
In UPA 1, I was there, and after UPA 1, some misunderstanding, were confused. I not went in a alliance with the Congress party. So I was not alliance, but I was always with the Congress party within the house and outside the house.
Lalu Prasad has been convicted on the 30th of September 2013 for the alleged fraudulent withdrawal of crores of rupees from the Chaibasa treasury in the 1990s, a case you are completely aware of. My question to you is, Mr. Gandhi, will you make that compromise despite this case to enter into a political arrangement? Because when you spoke about the ordinance, there was the backdrop of the Lalu Prasad case, which was also coming up. Will you make that compromise?
These decisions in the Congress party are made by senior leaders.
You're the boss.
Yeah, coming to it. They are made by senior leaders. Our alliance in Gujarat, in Bihar, is with a political party with an idea. It is not with an individual. We're making an alliance, and it's not certain that we are going to make an alliance. We are in the process of talking to people, and our alliance is with an idea, with a party. It is not with an individual.
With popularity at an all-time low and an interview that hasn't helped the Congress much, the road for the sign is challenging. And at this time, scouting for allies is going to be anything but easy. So what is the UPA's grand plan? We leave you with this statement of Rahul Gandhi from our interview.
I have an aim. I have a clear aim in my mind. And the aim is that I do not like what I see in Indian politics. It's something that is inside my heart. It's like when, in our mythology, when they talk about Arjun, he only sees one thing. He doesn't see anything else. You asked me about Mr. Modi, you asked me about anything. I only see one thing. And the thing I see is that the system in this country needs to change. I don't see anything. I'm blind to everything else. Okay? I'm blind because I saw people I love being destroyed by this system. I'm blind because this system every day is unfair to our people.